Welcome back to News Watch Sports live from ASU. More on the Devils in a moment, but first, another win here in the Valley. The Diamondbacks onto the professional hardwood. The Phoenix Suns are coming off a loss of their own, and a win tonight will be no easy task. The sunny skies and beautiful ballparks make the Valley the perfect host for the springtime tradition. Sun Devil softball team is hard to beat, whether it's here at home or out on the road. Star pitcher Roger Clemens and trainer Brian McNamee found themselves on opposite sides. For the next half hour, Cronkite News Watch Sports will take you through the 2008 spring training season. If you want to see the pros on the court, the season starts in May. That's it for News Watch Sports. These fans bring out the food, games, and Cubs gear long before the game starts, and Mike Berry is right there with them. This diehard fan goes to every spring training game at Hohokam Stadium, but it's not just to watch his beloved Cubs play.
Helping families connect. You know, we take for granted what life throws at us.
As a dedicated Cubs fan, Mike's son Steve spent hours going to spring training games with his friends and family. When Steve died unexpectedly at the age of 24 in 2002, Mike and his family were devastated. But even in this difficult time, Steve's family kept looking up.
We go by 4 simple words: always blessings, never losses.
That's when they started Steve's Dream, to help share Steve's love of baseball with others. The nonprofit organization gives away Cubs spring training tickets to fathers and sons through various organizations to help bring families together. In its first year, Steve's Dream gave away just 12 tickets. And now, 6 years later, that number is beyond 600. And it's had an astounding impact. Several families have written into stevesdream.com, sharing their thanks, stories from the game, and a new outlook on life.
I mean, if you go on the website and read the emails, how one generous person could change someone's life forever, that's amazing.
For Mike and his family, spring training is not just about watching baseball or being a Cubs fan. It's about giving and sharing the bond that he shared with his son, Steve.
We didn't talk work, we didn't talk school, we didn't talk family. Father and son talking baseball. I miss those days.
She holds the world record in her age group for the javelin throw, and she'll be heading to the Olympic trials in June.
People had told me they knew I could do it, and I believed I could, and it happened.
But even if she places high in the trials, this world-class athlete won't be making the trip to Beijing this year.
Pretty disappointed about that, but it's okay because most people don't peak in what their event that they do to 23 to 27.
And Hannah's not even in high school yet. Just 15 years old, she's too young to compete in the games. But age is just a number to Hannah.
I like having competition. I don't care how old or young, I like to compete. That's just me.
And it wasn't long ago that the javelin came into her life.
I couldn't figure it out because he kept on saying it's a little girl with a red bandana.
Sure.
Then I actually saw Hannah, they were doing 30s, 60s, and 90s, pick it up and throw it, and she threw it very well, and the rest was history.
Her next step was perfecting the technique.
You should have it at eye level, and when you come up the plant, your left heel should be stuck in the ground, and it should still be at eye level, and pull through with your other arm and release over the top.
And even though Hannah won't be making a trip to the Olympics this year, her javelin run is far from over.
Maybe break a world record.
In Mesa, Carissa, Casula, Cronkite News Watch Sports. The Phoenix Suns in a familiar spot this April in the playoffs, trailing behind the Spurs in the series. They dropped the first game in San Antonio, but were back last night looking to even it up. Steve Nash out on top, dishes over to Amari Stoudemire, who drives in with the big slam over Tim Duncan. But the Spurs answer right back. Tony Parker inside for 2 of his 32 points on the night. In the second quarter, it's more of Parker with Brandon Webb taking the hill for the D-backs, looking to win his 5th game in a row and getting it done with a bat in the 4th. A 2-run double by Webb, score Reynolds and Upton. An Eric Burns hit later in the inning will bring Webb home. And that would be all that closer Brandon Lyon will need in the 9th as he strikes out Jose Castillo for the save. And the D-backs Sun Devil women's tennis team is approaching the postseason with high hopes. Ranked 15th in the nation, they just defeated a dynasty in women's tennis.
It was a win over Stanford, who's probably the perennial power in women's college tennis. And I've been here 24 years. We'd never beaten them.
But skill on the court isn't the only thing that makes this year's team stand out. One doubles combo has a synergy unlike any other.
We have a special bond because we know each other so well. I think it's perfect. Like, we complement each other, you know.
This dynamic duo is ranked number 35 among tennis doubles in the nation. They work hard, they practice almost every day, but what sets them apart from the rest?
Because we have this spark, this unusual thing that just fires us up and we get all excited.
Lila and Nadia are the first pair of sisters that have ever played on ASU's tennis team together.
I think it's like having two different girls.
Differences for these two are what brings them together.
You know, Lila's the older sister, definitely takes care of Nadia, the younger sister.
When one of us is down, like, we know how to get each other up.
And while they spend a lot of time on the court playing for one of the top teams in the nation, off the court is no different.
Very close. We do absolutely everything together. I never leave my house without her, or vice versa.
In Tempe, Carissa Casula, Cronkite News Watch Sports.